C Reddy Technologies. How much Java programming is required for Selenium? I think all of you familiar with this concept. Selenium is a functional and regression test tool. It is number one automation tool nowadays, trending software. Our Selenium supports 6 programming languages: Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, JavaScript, and Kotlin. All are object-oriented programming languages. Okay. See, in these 6 languages, Java is having highest market share, nearly 70% market share. Remaining all are 30%, below 30%. Say, observe the root. Say, software testing. Software testing can be done in 2 ways. One is traditional manual testing. Another is automation testing. Say, our video concept is automation testing. We have several various types of automation testing. For example, functional test automation. Functional test automation. Next, performance test automation. Types of automation testing. Performance test automation. Next, API web services. See, all web services are APIs, but not vice versa. API is superior. API test automation. Next, mobile test automation, etc. See, we have different types of automation: functional test automation, performance test automation, API test automation, mobile test automation, etc. In these, functional test automation is having nearly 70% market share. Functional testing can be done using various tools. You can use Selenium or UFT, Unified Functional Testing, formerly QTP. Next, IBM RFT, Rational Functional Tester. Next, SmartBear vendor tool, SmartBear, TestComplete, I think single word, TestComplete. Next, SilkTest. Next, Watir also open source, etc. Selenium open source. Say, next, performance testing. It is not our area as per this video topic. Performance testing can be done using JMeter or LoadRunner or NeoLoad or Rational Performance Tester, RPT or Silk Performer, etc. API testing can be done using Postman, SOAP-UI, etc. tools. Mobile testing can be done using FPM like tools. Ours is functional test automation. It is having nearly 70% market share in automation testing. In this functional automation testing, our Selenium is having nearly 65% to 70% market share. Remaining tools, 30% only. Next, in Selenium, Selenium supports various programming languages. Selenium with Java, one combination. Selenium with Python, Selenium with C Sharp, Selenium with Ruby, Selenium with JavaScript, Selenium with Kotlin. In these combinations also, Selenium with Java is having 70% market share. So our area is, see, our area is Selenium with Java. Selenium with Java is having highest market share in Selenium. Selenium is having highest market share in functional test automation. Okay, functional test automation is having highest market share in total automation testing. Now, automation testing is trending. Okay, our area Selenium with Java is famous area, market trending area, having highest market share. Okay, Selenium with Java for automation testing, functional and regression testing. Next, come to mainstream. How much Java programming is required for Selenium? Say, Java is a vast programming language. It has several editions. You need not learn all editions. For example, Java has several editions. Java Standard Edition, Java Standard Edition. This is official term from vendor, Java vendor, previous vendor Sun Microsystems, current vendor Oracle Corporation, Oracle. Okay, as per Java vendor, previous vendor Sun Microsystems, current vendor Oracle Corporation, Java Standard Edition. Public term is core Java. See, Java vendor never used the term core Java in their documentation. It is public term only, not an official term. That is one edition. Next, Java Enterprise Edition. Java Enterprise Edition. Public term is Advanced Java. Next, Java Micro Edition. For small devices like mobiles, suppose Android based applications. Java is used to develop mobile software applications also. This Java Micro Edition supports to develop mobile software applications. Okay, another one more edition also there, Java FX, that is for user interface design, not for programming. See, these three are the popular editions of Java. You need not learn all these three editions for our Selenium testing. Selenium testing means testing using Selenium tool. You need not learn all. Say, for our Selenium, Java Standard Edition or core Java is enough. Advanced Java or Java Enterprise Edition is not required. See, Java Standard Edition or core Java is enough for our Selenium testing with Selenium. Okay. In any computer programming knowledge, you will have two concepts. One is UI development concepts, user interface development concept. Next, functionality development. development. For example, one sample screen I will show. Just a minute. Project. Here, this is user interface. Username 8 box is there. Enter valid username. Next, enter valid password. Temp at 2020. Click login button. It is functionality. After entering valid user ID and password, it is providing login. Login successful. You can use this application functionalities. This is functionality development. This is functionality development. Okay, for our automation testing, UI development concepts not required. For example, Java UI development concepts, AWT, Java, Swing, etc. These are not required. Why? We are not going to develop user interface. We are going to write test cases. For writing test cases, functionality development concepts required. For example, data types, variables, next operators, next control flow, decision making statements, loop statements, branching statements, methods, strings, data structures, arrays, IO, file handling, next exception handling, next object oriented programming concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation concepts, etc. required, etc. required. See, this is our area. Okay, I will list out the concepts in detailed manner. Try to understand. See, for our Selenium, core Java or Java standard edition is enough. Okay, in this core Java also, user interface development concepts are not required. AWT, Swing, etc. not required. Only functionality development concepts required. How to learn these concepts? Say I am segregating Java for Selenium into 4 modules. This is not an official segregation, only for understandability. Okay, say first you focus on Java programming environment setup. First you focus on Java environment setup. Next, focus on prerequisites. Prerequisites, just a minute. To learn, not to learn, to write Java programs. Next, Java or programming, general programming language fundamentals. Next, Java object oriented programming. Okay. First, these are the 4 submodules to learn Java for Selenium. It is not an official segregation, only for understanding. Okay, Java programming environment setup. Why Java programming environment? To write and execute Java programs, then programming environment is required. See, some are calling Java programming environment. Some may call Java development environment or Java environment. That is also correct. Some people call just Java environment or Java programming environment or Java development environment. Okay, here what are the steps? First step, download, download and install Java. See here JDK, full software. Java has three different, not different. Java has three types of software: JVM, JRE, and JDK. JDK, Java Development Kit. It is full software. It is for writing and executing Java programs. Suppose JRE only for executing Java programs, runtime environment. JVM only for compiling Java programs. We are going to write Selenium test cases. We are going to develop test cases. So JDK, Java Development Kit, full software is required. JDK includes JRE, JRE includes JVM. If you install JDK, you will have all three components, JRE, JVM, all. Okay, download and install Java software. Say Java is cross-platform. It supports all popular operating environments: Microsoft Windows, Linux, Solaris, Macintosh, etc. You download your operating system compatible Java software from oracle.com, vendor website. Say, mine is Windows 10. Forget about Windows 7 or 8 or 10 or 11. Windows, here two classifications, technical classification, Windows 32-bit, Windows 64-bit. Mine is Windows 64-bit software, Windows 64-bit operating system. I need to download Java Windows 64-bit compatible software. Suppose Java download. Here, where is that one? Windows 64. x86 means compatible for 32-bit. Solaris, Mac, Linux, etc. Okay, mine is Windows 64-bit. I need to download this executable file and install. Okay, download Java software, your operating system compatible Java software, and install. Then you can ask one question. If you install Java, it is, I think it is enough. Then what is the environment setup? See, it is not enough. You just installed Java in your computer. Java doesn't have built-in editor to write and execute your programs. For example, if you download and install Python software, Python has built-in IDE, integrated development and learning environment, or you can say Python shell. In that Python shell, you can write your Python programs and execute. But our Java doesn't have built-in IDE or built-in editor. So we need to get other software. Say download and install or extract Eclipse IDE. It is also open source. See, download and install. Eclipse IDE is having several flavors. Eclipse IDE, Proton, Luna, Kepler, etc. Some flavors require installation, some flavors not require. Suppose if you download Python Eclipse IDE, Python flavor, sorry, Proton flavor, if you download Proton flavor Eclipse IDE, it doesn't require installation. After downloading Eclipse IDE Proton, just extract and use. That is ready to use software. Okay, some flavors installation, for some flavors installation, for some flavors no installation required. They are ready to use software. Next, Java environment variable. Java environment variable setup. Why Java environment variable? See, set up the Java environment variable in your operating environment, operating system. Why? In order to access Java software from any directory in your machine means computer, then you need to set up the Java environment variable. Suppose you installed Java in Java program files, Java folder. Suppose you want to access Java from your desktop, communication required. If you set up Java environment variable, then you can access Java software from any directory in your computer. Okay, these three are the basic steps for Java environment setup. Okay, next, prerequisites to write Java programs. Say, after Java environment setup, focus on Java keywords. Every programming language is having keywords. Keyword means a key to the code. Say, in programming, you need not write every logic. Some keywords are there, some code libraries are there. Using them, you can optimize your program. You can reduce your code size. Okay. Say, keywords are available for every language. C keywords, Java keywords, Python keywords, etc. Keyword means a key to the code. See, language developers, suppose Java language developers develop these keywords. Suppose Java keywords, if is keyword, for is keyword, int is keyword, public is keyword, while is keyword, do is keyword. Suppose if you type if in your program, then it is used to write conditional block or decision making block. Suppose if you type for is a keyword, inside some code is there, Java language developers wrote that code. If you type for, then you can create loop block. If you type while, you can create while block, that is loop block. Suppose if you type int, then you can create or declare integer type variable. See, these are the keywords. See, you familiar with keywords, Java keywords. For example, Java modifiers are keywords: public, private, protected, etc. Next, Java data types. Primitive data types are keywords. Example, short, byte, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. Next, Java control flow statements are keywords. If, else, switch, for, while, do, etc. Next, branching statements, break, continue, return. Next, Java other statements like new, import, try, catch, etc. are Java keywords. Keywords are used for writing your programs. Okay. Next, Java identifiers. 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 See, in every programming language, we will have identifiers. Say, identifiers are names to identify variables, functions or methods. In structured programming, functions; in object-oriented programming, method. Method is reusable function, reusable component. Say, identifier for identifying variables, methods, objects, etc. Say, identifier means names. Variable name is identifier. Variable name is identifier. Suppose int num equals to 100. It is a simple Java statement. Int is data type. It is for declaring or creating integer type variable. Num is identifier. Variable name equals to is operator, assignment operator. 100 is data. Okay. Java identifiers. Variable names are identifiers. Method names are identifiers. Object names, class names, etc. are identifiers. Okay. Next, code libraries. Code libraries. See, in any language, in every language, we have several code libraries. In Java also, lakhs of libraries. Lakhs of libraries. You need not learn all code libraries. You learn required libraries. Suppose if you want to learn all libraries, it takes 100 years. It is impractical. Suppose JavaScript, another language, just idea, JavaScript. Suppose in this JavaScript, we have 14 lakh 44,231 libraries. In every library, you can find hundreds of methods. So, billions of functional methods. So, you can't learn these billions of methods. You need to learn required methods only, required libraries only. Okay. Suppose for Java general programming, system library is there. System, just a minute. System library is there, S capital. Java is case sensitive. System library for writing display statements, print statements, output statements. Next, scanner library for reading user input. Next, file library for opening files, external files in your programs. Next, file reader, buffered reader, file reader for opening a text file in read mode, file writer, opening a file in write mode, buffered reader, reading data, buffered writer, writing data, etc. Next, math library is there. Math library is there. Next, character library is there. Next, string library is there. Next, integer library is there. Next, array list library is there, etc. So many libraries, but you need not learn millions of libraries. A few libraries enough. Code libraries. Next, focus on basic syntax. Java basic syntax. See, Java basic syntax. Syntax means system grammar. It is required to write programs in a proper way. For example, Java is case sensitive. Case sensitive language means difference is there between uppercase and lowercase characters. What are the characters? Alphabetic characters. Uppercase, lowercase. Difference is there. Java is case sensitive language. See, in computer environment, we have three types of characters. Alphabetic characters, digit characters, or you can say numbers. Third one, special characters. For alphabetic characters only, A to Z, uppercase and lowercase concept is there. But for digit characters, no lowercase and uppercase. Digits, standard. Special characters also standard. No uppercase numbers, no lowercase numbers. Only one standard numbers. Okay. For alphabets only, we apply case sensitiveness. Okay. Java is case sensitive language. For example, VB script is not case sensitive. C is case sensitive. C++ is case sensitive. Python also case sensitive. VB script is not case sensitive. Okay, Java is case sensitive language. Next, all Java keywords are small letters. Java class name should start with capital letter. Next, Java method name should start with small letter. Next, Java variable names should start with either alphabetic character or underscore or dollar sign. Next, Java program file name should exactly match with the class name. Next, in Java programs can be executed from main method. It is required for executing Java programs. If you don't write main method is built-in method of Java. If you don't write main method, then your Java program won't be executed. Java program execution starts from main method. Next, Java code blocks. Condition block, loop block means if block, for block, while block, etc. Method block, conditional blocks, loop blocks, method blocks, etc. enclosed with curly braces. Okay. Next, Java program structure. Java, focus on Java program structure. See, a well-defined structure is required for writing Java programs. It is mandatory also. Okay. For example, sections of Java programming. Sections of Java programs. First, documentation section. We write meaningful documentation about program. Program name, program description, program author, date of creation, date of modification, etc. That is optional, but best practice. First, documentation section. Next, package declaration. Next, import statements. Next, interface section. Next, class definition. Within class definition, main method. Within main method, you can write your main program. Outside of main method, inside of class, you declare variables and methods. Okay, these are important. Prerequisites to write Java programs. Next, Java language fundamentals. Here, focus on writing comments. See, writing comments is not a mandatory task in computer programming. Optional, but best practice. Best practice. See, you can find comments, writing comments in every programming language. It is not rule, it is standard. In computer programming, we will have two things. One is rule, another is standard. Suppose syntax is rule. Uh, for example, every Java statement should end with semicolon. That is rule. If you don't write, that is error. Suppose writing meaningful comments, that is best practice, not rule. Okay. Why I'm mentioning writing comments first? Say no restrictions and no limitations for writing comments in your programs. You can write first line as comment, middle line as in your programs, first line as comment, middle line as comment, and last line as comment. No restrictions. What is the purpose of comments? To comments for understanding the code. Understanding the code to make the code understandable or readable. That is primary purpose of comments. Next, secondary purpose of comments is to disable the code from execution. Suppose you created 100 lines of code. You don't want to execute all 100 lines of code in this iteration. Iteration means cycle of execution. Suppose you want to execute only 50 lines of code out of 100 lines. You can make remaining 50 lines as comment. Suppose if you want to execute all lines of code, then you can uncomment comment block. So two purposes. One is to make the code understandable or readable. Next, to disable the code from execution. Next, modifiers. Java modifiers. Say we have two types of modifiers, or you can say two categories of modifiers: access modifiers, non-access modifiers. For our automated testing, for our automation testing with Selenium, access modifiers important, non-access modifiers static important. In access modifiers also, most of the time we use public access modifier, 99%, 100%. Why? We share automation resources among team members. Ours is teamwork. We don't go for private like secured modifiers. So just learn what are access modifiers, what are non-access modifiers. In access modifiers, we have 4 access modifiers in Java programming: public, private, protected, and default. Most of the time we use public, 99%, 100%. Next, data types. See, data types. Next, variables. Combined. Data types and variables. Data types. Specifying the type of data. For example, number, character, string. In numbers also, integer means whole number. Next, float means number with decimal places, etc. Data type, specifying type of data for declaring variables. Okay, data types for specifying type of data, variables for storing data. These two are combined. See, we have two categories of data types in Java programming. One is primitive data types, another is non-primitive data types. Primitive data types, we have 8 primitive data types: byte, short, int, float, int long, float, double, char, boolean. Next, non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data type are reference data type. Non-primitive data types are objects, suppose strings, arrays, objects, etc. Okay. Say Java is an object-oriented programming language, but it is not a pure object-oriented programming language due to primitive data types. Why? Observe. In Java, everything is object. String is object, array is object, array list is object. Everything is object except primitive data types. Suppose primitive data types in Java, byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. These are not objects. Due to this, Java is not pure object-oriented programming language. Next, variables. We have three types of variables in Java. Static variables are class variables, class level variables. Next, non-static variables are reference variables. Next, local variables. We declare local variables in code blocks, condition code block, method code block, loop code block, etc. Next, operators. Operators are used to perform mathematical comparison and logical operations. Say in Java, we have several categories of operators, but our automation testing point of view, Selenium point of view, four categories are important. Java arithmetic operators, comparison operators or relational operators. Third one, logical operators. Fourth one, assignment operators. Other categories also there, bitwise operators, etc. We may not use those categories in our automation. Next, Java control flow. Control flow. Say it is important for writing programming logic. See, you take any programming language, C, C++, Perl, Python, Ruby, Rex, any language, we will have three types of control flow statements. In our Java also, three types of control flow statements. One is conditional, conditional or decision making statements. Example, if, switch. Okay. Next, iterative or loop statements. Example, for, while, do while, and enhanced for. Next, branching or jump statements. Break, continue, and return. Okay. Next, focus on Java characters, numbers, whole numbers, and number with decimal places. Whole number means 100 is whole number, WHOLE, whole number. Next, 100.23 is number with decimal places. 100 is number, 100.23 also number. 100 is whole number, 100.23 is number with decimal places. Okay, Java characters, numbers, and important strings. String is more important for our automation testing. String means string is programming term. English term is text. Suppose number. This is number. Suppose if you want string means sequence of characters written in double quotes. Sequence of characters. Characters may be alphabets, numbers, or special characters. So string is more important for our automation testing. Suppose name is there. Name, for example, name value GC Reddy. Name, if you want to store this name, for this string data type is required. Suppose 100, if you want to store this 100, int data type is required. Suppose you want to store single character, for this char data type is required. Char. Suppose if you want to store logical result, logical value, suppose true or false, if you want to store logical value, or you can say Boolean value, for that Boolean variable required. Okay, observe the scope of string name. Suppose vehicle number. Suppose if you want to store vehicle number, it is a number, but it is string. Suppose my vehicle number is AP 26 W2345. It is name only, it is a number, but it has alphabets and numbers. If you want to store space, also value. If you want to store this vehicle number, integer is not sufficient, float is not sufficient, char is not sufficient, bool is not sufficient. They won't support. String is required. Suppose mobile number. If you want to store mobile number, it is number, but we use suppose number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to store this number, integer is not compatible. Float is not compatible. String is compatible. Why? It is a number, but we are not going to conduct mathematical operations on this number. We are just identifying that number. So it is string type data only. If you want to conduct mathematical operations on numbers, then integer, float like data is required. But this mobile number is string. Next, it is India number, 10-digit number. Suppose in US like countries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a minute. 10-digit. In US phone number, suppose US mobile number, you can find this type of format: three characters, -3 characters, -4 characters like format. We can't store this number using integer data type or float data type. String data, using string only we can store. Say in software development also, string is more useful for storing names, customer name, city name, address. Suppose if you want to store address, for that also string data type is required. Address, suppose 2 or 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 comma 3, 4, 5 comma something, some alphabets like some are using special characters like. For storing address also, string data type is required. So focus more on string. Strings. String is a sequence of characters written in double quotes. String may have alphabets, numbers, special characters, and hybrid, all. Okay. Next, focus on Java data structures. Java data structures. See, Java data structures. What is data structure? Storing and organizing data in the computer memory is called data structure. Storing and organizing data in an optimized way is called data structure. Suppose variable is data structure. That is, single, that is single data structure. Suppose arrays. Arrays is compound data structure. Next, arrays. Next, array list. Array list. Array list, etc. are compound data structures. These compound data structures for storing multiple values at a time based on the size of array or array list. Next, focus on Java IO, input and output operations. Input and output. IO stands for input and output. Here, focus on read user input. Read user input. We can read user input using scanner object. Next, write program output, write or print. Print means write. Print programs output. Suppose using system library, you can print output system.out.println of hello Java world. Okay. Read user input, write programs output. See, computer program, what it does, reads input, process the input and provide output. Observe basic logic. Input plus process equals to output. We provide input, process, program process the input and provide output. Okay. Next, file handling. Handling text files only using this one. File handling, text files. Text file means notepad is text file. File handling, read data and write data, read and write files. See, focus on read and write text files. Next, read and write Excel files. See, for data-driven testing, for conducting data-driven testing, we prefer Excel file. Okay, etc. Next, focus on exception handling. See, for handling runtime errors in our test cases, we use exception handling code. And one more thing, that is object-oriented programming concept. Methods, we need to focus more on methods. That is object-oriented programming concept. It is required for our Selenium testing for creating reusable components. Methods means functions. Say, in structured programming like C, we call function. Function means reusable code. In object-oriented programming like Java, we call method. Functions are equivalent to methods, not exact equal. Functions can be called individually, methods can be called by invoking object. Some difference is there, but similarity is there. You can say functions are equivalent to methods. Functions in structured programming are equivalent to methods in object-oriented programming. Both are for code reusability. Say, functions for code reusability. Code reusability. See, whenever you want to perform any task multiple times, usability. Whenever you want to perform any task multiple times, you create method and call that method wherever required. Suppose whenever you want to perform same task again and again, instead of writing the same code again and again, create method and call. Method means reusable component. We have two types of methods in Java. One is predefined, or you can say built-in. Predefined methods. Next, user-defined methods. See, in predefined methods, we have several categories. You focus on 4 important categories. One is string methods, operations on strings. Next, number methods. Just a minute. Number methods, operations on numbers. Next, character methods, operations on characters. Character, maybe character should be any character, alphabetic or number or special character, single character. Okay. Next, operations on arrays, array methods. Next, operations on date and time. Date and just a minute. Date and time. These are important categories. Next, user-defined methods. We have different types of user-defined methods. Method with return a value, method without return, method with return a value, method with returns nothing. Next, static methods and non-static methods. Learn all those categories. See, methods important. See, we use methods in our Selenium test cases for creating reusable functions so that we can reduce the code size of Selenium test cases. See, these are the important programming language fundamentals. See, Java programming language fundamentals. Next, Java object-oriented programming. See, Java OOP object-oriented programming. Java OOP concepts. Next, Java object-oriented programming. See, Java object-oriented programming. First, concepts. Next, Java object-oriented programming. Principles. Focus on these two types. See here, Java project. Create Java project. Under a Java project, you can create Java package, one or more Java package. Under a Java package only we can create Java class. Class is Java code unit. You can write Java programs in Java classes. Next, another code unit also there, that is interface. It is incomplete code unit. We may not use Java interfaces in our Selenium testing. We use Java classes. Familiar with what is Java project, what is Java package, what is Java class, what is Java interface. Next, object. Next, method, reusable component. Next, constructor, etc. Constructor is special kind of method. We use Java constructors in our Selenium page object model, form, page object model design pattern, form for creating object repositories. Okay, we use Java constructor for creating object repositories in Selenium. Okay, you familiar with this. Next, Java object-oriented programming principles. We have four principles in object-oriented programming, not only in Java. For example, inheritance means reusing Java classes. Method also reusing. Method is one block of code. Class means class may have multiple variables and methods. See, method reusing a block of code. Inheritance, using inheritance concept, we can reuse entire Java class. We can reuse classes. Okay, using inheritance. Next, polymorphism. Polymorphism. Polymorphs. Polymorphism derived from two Greek words. One is poly. Poly means many. Another is morphs. Morphs means ways or forms. So polymorphism means many forms or many ways. Many ways. Okay. Next, abstraction. Or you can say data abstraction. Next, encapsulation. See, these are the fourth category, Java object-oriented programming. See, these are the concepts, Java standard edition concepts or core Java concepts required for Selenium testing. Selenium testing means testing using Selenium tool.